guys, I'm Nick, but you probably know me as the one and only Nick's Games, and today I'm going to be talking about my Newegg situation. The situation that I had with Newegg while building my gaming PC. So, I want to talk to you guys about that, and the PC is up and running, and I wanted to wait until I had the PC up, running, and used it even for a few days before I made this video, because I didn't want to make this video and then something else happened and have to do another update on the PC. Besides the actual showcase video and all of that stuff coming up later this week. But nevertheless, this should be the final update on the PC in regards to problems and things like that. The next update should be the official one where I talk about, show you guys the inside of the PC and show you guys all my cable management and my specs and all of that. Do a basically PC spotlight. And then the next day there will be a speed build video that I'm going to put together for you guys. So nevertheless, let's go ahead and jump on into the Newegg situation. So basically, I did a video about a week ago-ish, talking about how I had been sent a DOA, dead on arrival, motherboard from Newegg. It was a motherboard that was bad, and there was nothing I could do. I tried a ton of different techniques and tips, and I asked everyone. I asked on Reddit even, which is, I typically would just ask on Twitter, but I was like, no, I want to ask on Reddit, because reddit.com/r/build-a-PC, there's going to be a lot more people over there to help me probably than even on my Twitter. And so I went over there, and I tried everything they said. Absolutely nothing worked. So I went ahead and was like, damn it, this sucks. So I had to take the PC and send it back, or take the motherboard and send it back to Newegg. A process I thought would be very, very easy, because everyone told me on Reddit and even on Twitter that Newegg, pretty much, if it's a DOA motherboard, will replace it, but you might have some issues if some pins are bent. So I took liberty. I was like, I'm going to check. I'm going to make sure no pins on the processor are bent. I'm going to take a picture of it, even, before I send it back to Newegg. That way, if they try to say pins are bent, I have proof that they are not. So I did that. I took this picture, and as you can see, no pins on the processor bent whatsoever. Completely clean processor, and that's kind of the goal. That's kind of what we were looking for, is a completely clean processor. And so I went ahead and I was like, okay, that looks good. I put the processor cover back over it, so no pins could get bent during shipping. It was covered during shipping, and sent it back to Newegg in the original box with all the original contents. Newegg apparently received it, and then I had to wait almost a week. It was like 6 days, and they said they'd get back to me in 5. But I waited 6 days, and then finally contacted them, and was like, hey, what's going on? And they told me that my motherboard was not going to be replaced by bent pins. I then took and did a stir on social media, and they told me to contact them. They said, hey, email us, yada, yada, yada. So I sent them an email and told them basically the situation. And I even included the attachment. And Newegg said that they would take and replace this motherboard as a one-time replacement. Meaning that they weren't going to side with me. They still believe there were bent pins on the motherboard. Even though that picture that I showed you and that I showed them shows no bent pins on the motherboard. They still were going to say that there are bent pins, but we're going to be the good guys, and we're going to replace it this one time. All in all, what I would say about my experience with Newegg was very, very difficult, and it was a lot harder than it should have been. If they had simply taken the motherboard, tested it, and all of that stuff, and actually seen if it worked, they would have realized that, no, it doesn't work. Okay, we'll send them out a new motherboard. But no, they took it, they looked at the pins, and for some reason, which I expected them to do that, but then they said there were bent pins when there were no bent pins. And that's what bothers me, is the fact that there were no issues before I sent it off. But yeah, whenever they get it, there are issues. And I don't know. It bothers me so much that I won't be using Newegg again. And I would caution you guys to use Newegg again. Like, I would not do it. And if it's up to you, if they have a really good deal, like I saw a 760 on Newegg, a NVIDIA 760 on Newegg the other day for like $285. That's a really good deal. And so I might get that, right? I might swing, if there's like a 40-30% off on Newegg, I might buy from Newegg. But otherwise, if I'm buying full price, I'm going to go with Amazon, because I know that Amazon will take parts back without even questioning. And they'll pay for shipping, which is another thing. I had to pay for the shipping to send my broken part back to Newegg. So that was odd. You know, they didn't pay for the shipping, but still, that's fine, whatever. But Amazon will pay for the shipping, and they'll replace it almost with no questions asked, and send you out a new product, whereas Newegg does not do that, obviously. It was about a week process for me to send it back to them and then contact them. It took me, I think 8 hours one morning, from like 8 in the morning all the way until like 6 o'clock at night-ish. So about 10 hours to actually get this settled out to where they said, okay, we'll send you out a new product. And it should not take that long. It should not. It should have been as simple as, hey, this is broken. It was dead on arrival. There was nothing I could do. Everything's perfect. I have pictures of the PC, everything plugged in correctly, and it's not working. It's not working. Everything's perfect. It's not working. And, so it has to be DOA. I tried everything, and boom. And also, proving that it's DOA, by the way, I got a new motherboard, and it works perfectly fine. It's running behind me right now. And I streamed on it, I've recorded on it, it's all perfectly fine now. And, so that proves that it was actually a DOA motherboard and not anything else, right? It wasn't my error, it wasn't user error, because I built it again, perfectly exactly how I built it before, and it works. So that shows you that it was a motherboard issue, and Newegg refused to place it, and I had to show my authority. If I didn't have a social media following, if some of you guys hadn't tweeted at Newegg and said, hey, why are you doing this? To this guy, to Nick King Show, at Nick King Show on Twitter, I don't think I would have gotten any response, and I don't think that they would have helped me at all. So, I caution you guys to use Newegg in the future, and I know that I will not be using them unless there is an extreme deal of 30 to 40, even 50% off, which they do time to time, and if that's the case, I might buy from them. Otherwise, I am not going to do so. So nevertheless, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and again, I caution you to use Newegg. If you want to know my PC specs, they are all in the description down below. That's an information-filled description, so go check that out. I think you guys will really enjoy my specs. I know I do. I love them. They are amazing. I will never own a PC that I did not build myself again. Anyway, guys, today's question of the day is, have you had any bad experiences with companies? That's not just Newegg, and if Newegg is one of them, please let me know, and I'll be interested to hear that. But also, other companies. Have you had a bad experience with Acer, or have you had a bad experience with Walmart or GameStop or something like that? Let me know that in the comments section down below. Nevertheless, I'm Nick's Games. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'm out. Peace. And here's some videos you guys might want to go check out on the Let's the Return of Crisis Craft. That is Crisis Craft episode 24. It is amazing. I had a ton of fun recording it, and you guys have seemed to enjoy watching it, so go check it out. And on the right is a blast from the past, and I am playing Team Fortress 2. I said way back in the day, the first blast from the past that I did on my new PC would be on Team Fortress 2, so there you go. I am the noob in Team Fortress 2. It's kind of sad. But go check it out. I'll check out my daily vlogs and bombs on every screen. I'm Nick's Games, and I'm out, guys. Peace.